So you've been thinking about buying a house and you've been saving up for your down payment and you feel like you're ready to move forward. But did you know that there are some additional closing costs that you're going to have to pay whenever it comes time to close? If not, stay tuned so you can find out all about some of the Pennsylvania closing costs that you might not be aware of that you'll need to be prepared for. Hi, my name is Ashley Schultz with RE/MAX Select Realty here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Today I want to touch base with you about closing costs. They are more than just your down payment, unfortunately. And the closing costs in, Pittsburgh area specifically can vary a lot depending on what neighborhood and what part of the city you're actually going to be buying a house in. So it's definitely important to be aware of that going into it so that you know how much it may affect your final amount of money that you need to bring to closing. So the first and most obvious part of the closing cost is going to be the down payment for your loan if you are securing mortgage financing. The down payment will vary depending on whatever your lender has offered you based on your credit score and the type of loan that you qualify for. Could be anywhere from 3%, maybe even 0% depending on the loan, up to 20% or more if you've been saving up enough and want to put down more. After the down payment, you want to look at the different lender fees that you're going to have to pay for your lender for doing all of the work with your mortgage. So there is going to be an appraisal fee, and that's something that you typically will pay for upfront to send an appraiser out so they can determine market value of the home and make sure that the bank is willing to give you that amount of money that you're paying for the home for the loan. Your lender is also going to be doing credit checks, underwriting services, just a lot of different things in that area that they're charging different fees for. And these fees can vary from lender to lender. So this is when, whenever you're starting to look to buy a home and you start to compare lenders, you can actually start to compare fees and see where that might make a difference for you in your closing costs at the end as well. The next set of fees that you'll need to be aware of as part of your closing costs are going to be your title fees. So whenever you are buying a house, there's going to be a title company that's going to be researching the deed on the property and the title to make sure that you're able to purchase the home with a clean title, and that they can prepare that deed for you to transfer the real estate property into your name, and also securing title insurance for the home so that if there was anything that pops up in the future that would affect title, that you would be protected if you have that title insurance in place. There are also going to be other associated closing fees like a notary fee, and the documentation preparation, the lien letters that they have to get from the municipality. There's just a bunch of different parts to the closing company and what they do that they charge different fees for. The closing company fees are pretty similar from company to company, but it is something that you can shop around for if you have concerns. There also will be some recording fees for the county to record your deed and mortgage on the property as well that get wrapped up into your closing costs too. One area where your closing costs can differ depending on what part of the state that you're living in are your state transfer taxes. So typically they're around 1%. 1% of the purchase price is what you'll be charged for the transfer tax. However, depending on different municipalities and townships in the Pittsburgh area and surrounding areas, that can vary. It can be 1.5%. It can actually, even the city of Pittsburgh, it goes up to 2.5% that you're responsible for. So that difference there can actually make a huge impact on the amount of closing costs that you owe whenever it comes time to buy. The last part of closing costs that you need to be aware of are going to be the escrows and the reserves. So whenever you have a mortgage, they are going to collect some of your prepaid interest up front, depending on when you close during the month will determine on how many prepaid interest days that you'll have for that. Another part of the escrow is going to be the property taxes. Now those will get prorated depending on what time of year it is and what the seller has paid already and what you need to credit back to them for the time that they've paid for. So that amount can vary, but it's just something to be aware of, that is a lump sum. That's usually a bigger part of the closing costs that you'll have to keep in mind. You're also going to prepay a year of your homeowner's insurance, and that's going to be kept in your escrow as well, so it can be paid out as it's due throughout the year. So whenever you get your homeowner's insurance quote, again, you can shop around and get some different quotes if you want to, and that will help you to determine how much your closing costs ultimately are going to be. Okay, so just to recap, closing costs involve your down payment, your lender's fees, your title fees, your state transfer fees, and then your escrow and prepaid reserves that you're going to have. If you have any additional questions about closing costs and what you might need to be prepared for, just leave a comment below, or you can always reach out to me. I also welcome you to check out my website. If you are looking to buy a home, I have a lot of great resources for first-time home buyers. Also, I encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm always sharing helpful information for home buyers, and would welcome you to check out some of my previous videos that I think would be super helpful on your journey to buying a home. I thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.